Hi there, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're a new subscriber, thank you for coming here. My name is Barbara. If you're a returning subscriber, I see you, I appreciate you, and I love you so much. Please do not forget to like this video, subscribe to YouTube channel, and of course turn on the post notification bell so that you know when there is a new video posted, and of course share the video. Today we will be talking about PCOS, what PCOS is, what causes it, and what are some symptoms of PCOS. If you notice that you have any of these symptoms, what to do next. So if this is something that interests you, please stay till the end of the video. Let's get into it. PCOS, what is that? It sounds like a really weird acronym, right? I know, it is. PCOS means polycystic ovarian syndrome. What is that? As a woman who is supposed to ovulate, your body is actually supposed to make or produce certain hormones that trigger ovulation. Now, when you ovulate, you see your period and all that. But for women with PCOS, that's not the case. When their bodies do not ovulate, the eggs begin to form cysts. These cysts now stay in the ovaries and it just stays there. No ovulation, no period, nothing. And trust me, it is very painful. It is. Another thing to know about PCOS is the fact that as a woman, your body produces androgens in very small quantity, very little. But when it starts to produce it in really high quantity, excess production of androgens, for example, testosterone. I know that's a male hormone, but your body is not supposed to produce it in such a high level. But when it does, there are consequences. There's like a ripple effect. Why is my body letting me produce this male hormones? Your body has to suffer for it. Your body will see shiggy, if that makes any sense. So these are some of the reasons that trigger, or some of the things that trigger PCOS in a woman's body. There's no known cause as to why PCOS even happens. There's no known cause for it. However, like I said, there's some things that would trigger it, like this testosterone production. And then another thing is insulin resistance. When your body is resistant to insulin, it's refusing to accept insulin. So that's the problem with PCOS. There's always one battle after the other. It's either there's an excess production, or your body is refusing to produce, or your body is just fighting. I do not want insulin. I do not. It's such a hassle. Trust me, it's such a hassle. This is what women with PCOS always have to go through. Now, something to note is that PCOS can be genetic. So it's likely that if there's someone in your family, perhaps your grandmother or your mother, who has PCOS, it's likely you might have it as well. So you might want to get checked to be sure that you do not have PCOS. All right. Now let's get into the symptoms of PCOS. What are some of these symptoms that affect women with PCOS? The first of which would be missed periods, irregular periods, heavy periods, or very light periods. Let's dissect that. You might not see your period for a couple of months. You might see this month, you might not see next month, and you might see the next 2 months. It's just very irregular. Yeah, that's one. Another one is your period might be very heavy and painful. Very heavy and painful. Cloth like, blood production. It's usually very painful. Another thing is your period. Some women might not have very heavy periods, but it might be very light. It's almost like spotting. So they do not have to deal with heavy periods, but it might be very, very light. So generally, we just say irregular period. So if your period is irregular, it's likely that you might have PCOS. Number 2, weight gain. Women with PCOS have to struggle with gaining weight, losing weight all the time. It's such a very, very big struggle for them, especially around the midsection, you know. So there's this like excess fat is stored there, and so you're trying as much as you can to lose that weight, but it's so difficult. Women with PCOS have to struggle with losing weight because an average woman will go to the gym, work out, and in a few months lose that weight. But it might not be so easy for women with PCOS because one of the reasons, insulin resistance. So weight gain, yeah. Another symptom is acne, cystic acne. Ladies and gentlemen, cystic acne is not something you want to pray for, even for someone you do not like. It's sad. It's a really sad situation. It's painful. But we're talking about cystic acne. We're not talking about this small thing here. No, we're talking about bumpy acne, pimple, reddish all over the face, making the face look very, very texturized, not looking nice at all to see at all. And the problem with having cystic acne is that as it's healing, it's leaving you with hyperpigmentation that you also have to deal with. After some time, it comes back again. It's crazy. Although some women do not have to worry about cystic acne. Sometimes the only time they see acne on their face is when they see their period, and after that it goes. Sister, if that's the case for you, I'm so happy. You don't know what God has done for you in your life. But if you suffer from cystic acne, sweetie, I understand. I see you. I know the struggle, and I'm so sorry about that. Another thing with women with PCOS is they have oily skin. So when you have oily skin, it's likely that you might have acne. Both of them work hand in hand. Another symptom is thinning of hair. That's male pattern baldness and the thinning of hair. So because of the testosterone production in excess, your body now sees you as a guy in some way, and so it starts to thin your hair. You become bald earlier than you're supposed to, you know. At a quite a very young age, your hair starts to thin out, starts to fall off. So every time you go to the salon to make your hair, they're combing your hair's falling off, and they're like, what's happening? Why's your hair on the floor? They don't understand. You alone understand what's going on with you. So your hair, each time you comb, your hair falls off. You know, it's a symptom of PCOS. Or you just notice that your hairline keeps moving in. That's a symptom of PCOS. Another symptom is hirsutism, hair growth in abnormal parts of the body. Facial hair, hair on the jaw, the chin, hair on the neck, chest hair, hair on the stomach. Some people even have hair on their back. But why? Why is this happening? Excess production of androgens, my sister. That's the reason. So when you have, excuse me, sorry about that. When you have hair growing in abnormal parts of your body, it's very likely that you do have PCOS. Hirsutism is such a struggle every single day, trying to shave, trying to wax, using facial what they call it, cream, you know, hair removal cream, take off the hair. It's an uphill battle, I tell you. It is an uphill battle, trust me. Another symptom of PCOS is polycystic ovaries. Now remember, at the beginning of the video I did say that when you do not ovulate, the eggs begin to form into cysts and they stay on the ovaries. Well, here's the thing, not every woman who has PCOS has polycystic ovaries. It doesn't happen to every woman, but it is actually, excuse me, a symptom of PCOS. Now, another symptom that is not talked about as often, even when you go to Google and you check symptoms of PCOS, you might not see it because it's not talked about as much, but it's the anxiety, depression, mood swing that comes with PCOS. It's such a crazy thing. Here's why. 1 minute you're fine, the next minute you're sad. You do not know why. You can't point why you just suddenly got sad. You start to wonder why you're depressed, and it just fall into this rabbit hole. You're in there for such a long time, and before you know it, you're back to your normal self, and then you're back in there. You could just be with friends and start to cry for no reason. That's a symptom of PCOS. It's not talked about as much, as often as other symptoms are, but it is something that I think should be paid attention to. Depression is something that should be paid attention to in regards to PCOS. So yes, that is also a symptom of PCOS. Another symptom of PCOS is skin tags. Yeah, skin tags, and also dark patches on the back of your neck. So sometimes not even the back of your neck, even in front, you notice that your neck is really dark. You have like dark patches on there, your armpits, and even under your breast. When you lift your breast up, you notice that part is a bit dark. That's also a symptom of PCOS. So underneath your armpits, even your elbows and your knees sometimes are a bit quite darker than they're supposed to be. And then skin tags, excess skin tags on your neck and your armpits as well. Yeah, these symptoms are insane. They're not something to be joked about. It's quite sad that women with PCOS have to go through all these symptoms. So now that we've mentioned these symptoms, what's next? If you notice after watching this video that you do have at least 2 or 3 of these symptoms, it's best that you consult a gynecologist, talk to a medical practitioner, tell them this is what you've been feeling, and they will take it from there. Now that leads us to how PCOS is diagnosed. Your healthcare practitioner will allow you to mention a couple of things about your body. We would also ask you about your medical history and your symptoms, so you get to talk about how you've been feeling over time and all that. You will also do a physical exam. They will tell you to lie on your back, and sometimes they want to check your tummy. Sometimes when they press and it hurts, it might be as a result of the polycystic ovaries there, especially on the right side or on the left side. If that hurts, they might say, perhaps it's polycystic. Then it leads to other tests as well. Now, some of the tests that will be conducted include a transvaginal test. Something will be inserted into your vagina to see your ovaries. Now this test uses sound waves and a computer to create images of your blood vessels, your tissues, and your organs, as well as create an image of what your ovaries look like, so that they see if your ovaries are polycystic in nature. If you conduct a transvaginal test and it is seen that there is nothing there, there is no polycystic ovary, that does not necessarily rule out the fact that you might have PCOS, which is why other tests will be conducted as well, like a blood test. Now, when a blood test is conducted, they're looking for high levels of androgens. Remember what we said about androgens, how your body produces it in high levels. So this blood test will be looking out for high levels of androgens that might be in production, and just other hormones as well, just to see what's going on there. They'll also check your blood glucose levels, your cholesterol level, thyroid tests as well. Yeah, they do that too. So all of them is put together, and it is now checked to see, okay, does this person have PCOS or not? Now, if you have been diagnosed after finding out that the symptoms are part of what's going on with you, and then you've been diagnosed with PCOS, I want you to know that it's okay. It will be fine. It is not the end of the world. Everything will be fine. Here's a hug for you. I want you to know that I love you, and everything will be fine. The thing about PCOS is the fact that although it has no cure, it can be managed. Before I forget, I almost forgot this symptom. Thank God I just remembered. Infertility. Infertility doesn't necessarily mean that the woman is bearing. No, it just means that it takes a longer time. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. It takes a longer, it might, emphasis on might, take a longer time for her to get pregnant, but that does not mean that she will not be pregnant. That does not mean that you will not be pregnant. No, it just means that it's going to take a pretty longer time for that person to. There are lots of women out there who are now mothers to absolutely beautiful children, who are wonderful mothers. A woman with PCOS can get pregnant. It is possible, tested and trusted. Just follow the advice of your doctor, and that will be taken care of. So back to what I was saying about PCOS being managed. Yes, there is no cure. It can be managed. All you have to do is just make a couple of lifestyle changes. I will love to make more videos in the future about how to manage PCOS, how to deal with some of the symptoms. I also love to talk about the struggles that come with hirsutism, facial hair, and all of that. Those videos I would love to make in the future. But here are just a few tips to help you deal with PCOS if you have been newly diagnosed. One is make lifestyle changes. Your diet has to change a couple of things, not entirely. No, nobody is telling you to drop the rice and eba. Please eat those. However, you do have to do what they call portion control. That's number one. Another thing is reduce sugar intake. Yes, reduce that as well. And then exercise. Do not go to the gym and try to kill yourself out of the gym, spend the entire day. No, that will not work for you. In fact, that will increase your stress level, making you gain even more weight. What your body loves as a woman with PCOS is stress. Once it sees that your body is stressed out, let us deal with her, let us show her shake gate, and it's just going to put you into more trouble. So take it one step at a time. I want you to just bask in the euphoria of each day that you wake up to. Romanticize your mornings, breathe in, take a walk. Walking does a lot. When it feels like you're overwhelmed, just take a long walk. It could be for a few minutes. Listen to music. Just breathe. Everything will be fine. Okay? You can wake up in the morning and just have a little ritual for yourself and say, okay, in the mornings I would love to take tea, walk around the house, dance, shake my body, do yoga. Just be in your own zone and love yourself for the person that you are. PCOS is not the end of you. In fact, it is the beginning to self-discovery, understanding the kind of person that you are, managing it and letting it know that it is not the boss of you. You are the boss yourself. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you have stayed till the end, oh my goodness, you are so amazing and I love you so much. Thank you very, very much. In subsequent videos, there'll be more topics about how to deal with PCOS struggles and everything, and I'd just like to build a community of women who understand what it is that I'm talking about, and let's just encourage one another. I love you so much. Please like this video, subscribe, and of course share with your friends and your family members. You are the very best. See you next time. Bye. Mwah.